There's a pretty one, Ulysses. There it is.
Hello BookTube, I'm Sean the Book Maniac. Welcome back to my channel. Here I am with an Fresco Friday Reads, exactly 7 days from when I announced that there might not be any more because I couldn't get up in the morning. Well, that kind of planted something subliminally, subconsciously in my brain, and this week I've been sleeping better through the night and waking up at 6 or 7 feeling refreshed, including today. So here I am at 6:45. I thought it was a little early to start recording. I was going to wait until 7 a.m. But look at this fabulous green backdrop. Paula, my people, my outdoor green fans, are you happy? I'm doing it just for you, and the crows are really happy to see you as well. So yeah, it feels great, and it's a cool morning. I'm worried it's going to rain, although it doesn't look like it's going to rain. So I thought, don't wait 15 more minutes. I'm in the park. I've only ever filmed in this on this bench with this fabulous greenery behind me, this hedge or whatever, these bushes, once, because usually it's too hot, and it's not too hot, and the sun is just too bright in my eyes. So on a cloudy morning I thought, aha, I know where I'm coming to film this morning for my first outdoor Friday Reads of 2020. So I'm happy to bring you outside, and I don't have a whole lot to say. I knew I wasn't going to, so I'm going to pad it with, nature talk or something. Anyway, I started to say that I was going to wait 15 more minutes until 7 a.m., but there's a couple gentlemen sitting in the gazebo over there where I sometimes film, and they're not drinking alcohol. They're drinking, like me, they're drinking canned coffee from the vending machine and talking without worrying about noise, so why would I need to? It's obviously time to get up. So I've had a great reading week, and I can't say much about it, but I have finished one book, and I can't talk about that other than to tell you that I finished it, and that is The Dutch House by Ann Patchett. This is part of my batch of 6 books that I'm judging for the semi-final round of the BookTube Prize. My review will go live August 1st or whenever, something like that. But I can talk quite a bit more about the other book that I started this week. This is a buddy read with Ange of Beyond the Pages, and we have started the last novel that was ever published by Barbara Pym, Civil to Strangers. And as I mentioned last week, it's only 160 pages, and then there's about that many more pages of supplementary unpublished materials by Pym, essays, maybe book reviews, short stories for sure, and I'm not sure what else, that we'll take our sweet time to read. But the novel, you remember I was nervous because the other posthumously published novel, the last one Ange and I read, An Academic Question, was a piece of crap. This one is anything but. It was written earlier in her life. I haven't bothered to refresh my memory, but I think she wrote it in about 1939 and put it in a drawer. Well, so it's early Pym, and it's not as wonderful as her best books, but it's really quite something. It's really delightful. Ange and I are both really enjoying it. Feels like coming home, and bittersweet because there aren't any more novels for me to experience for the first time by Barbara Pym, unless one gets found. But I'm loving it. So because I don't like these compilation books, so I'm probably going to do a separate review for the novel, and then if I feel like it, I'll do a review for all the other 150 or 200 pages of short stories and essays separate. I haven't decided, but because I don't have much to say on this Friday Reads, I'm just talking about all this stuff that I ordinarily would just edit that shit out because you don't have time, but you got time for all my digressions this morning, don't ya? If it's boring, just do what you always do. Look at the scenery. I actually remember the one time that I filmed here, a little bird or something, a mouse came. I could hear it rustling behind me, and I got all jittery. So I hope that doesn't happen. Oh, and I'm wearing my fairly new blouse, but oh look, there's a loose string already. Damn it. And the one thing that I don't like about it is this top button has white thread that shows. Like I want to get a black marker and just color that out. Is that the best solution? Get somebody to replace it with black thread? Like, why would they do that? And look, that one's coming loose, and this one's coming loose. That's what you get for how much did I pay for this? $15 on Amazon? Something like that. Anyway, it's a nice blouse. I'll do whatever I can do to keep it from falling apart. So that's what I finished. No bails this week. And I did start another one for the BookTube prize, so I'll just show it to you. Big honkin' novel, The Night Tiger by Yangtze Chu, and I didn't notice until I started reading it that it's signed. How lovely is that? So I have started it, can't say anything more about it, and you'll be hearing more about this in early August as well. So that's what I've started. I will probably be starting a bunch of books in the coming week, 2 for the BookTube prize, because the other 2 that I'm still reading for the BookTube prize I expect to finish in the coming week. Certainly one of them I will finish maybe today. The other one hopefully by the end of the month. Once I finish the 2 BookTube prize novels that I'm still working on, I will get a bare start on these last 2 of my batch of 6, but I'm gonna not devote a whole bunch of time to them until early July, because I would actually like to finish up a bunch of other stuff that I've been reading for decades. But I'll show you what they are. I may not get both of them started by next Friday, but hopefully I will. One is The Beekeeper of Aleppo by Christy Lefteri, and the other is Tracy Chevalier's A Single Thread. A single thread, hey? A single thread. But I probably will start one other, so I'll show it to you. I think that the buddy read will begin before next Friday, which I believe is July 3rd. Because I've had quite intense negotiations with one of my buddy readers extraordinaire, Leah from Calgary. We were tentatively scheduled to start reading the James Pope Hennessy Queen Mary biography in July, and I suggested that we needed to either do it over 6 luxurious weeks or put it off until we have buddy reads scheduled every 2 months for the rest of the year, and I thought, well, maybe let's do that one in September, and Leah agreed with me. I'm so pushy. Instead, we're going to do what we were planning to read in September, and that is the next available reprinted novel by Ursula Orange, Tom Tiddler's Ground, fairly newly republished by Dean Street Press in their furrowed middlebrow imprint with the gorgeous covers. And this one was originally published in 1941. Her debut, Begin Again, was published in 1936. There was a novel or 2 in between that have not been reprinted, but this is what we're going to do next. And it is set in the opening days of World War II. And I think that's all I'm going to tell you, because I'm scanning the back and I don't want to read the back in its entirety. I will just jump in. We're going to start this July 1st, I think. So I think that's all I have to say. It's delightful to be back. I hope my sleep patterns have kind of reverted back to normal and I can make this a regular thing as long as it's not raining and as long as it's not too hot. But if not, you got one this year. Hope everybody's doing great, and I will see you next week. See you later. Thanks for watching.